Here we are on a scenic trolley ride.
Cool, gotcha. You're all set. Yep. Salamat.
Salamat.
You're Tagalog?
We come to Illinois, I expect the same treatment. So, it's fun. So, we do it. Yeah, what the heck? Why not? Yeah. The football. Picking it up to you now. Number 2, learn something new about the Dells area, and number 3, have a good time. So hopefully, look in the
Have a good time.
faces. Cool. And then the personal goal, bring back the fanny pack. We'll talk about that one more time. 5,500 permanent residents. It's a pretty small place. It feels much bigger. We can easily have up to 100,000 people in and out of here on a busy weekend in the summer, like July, first half of August, before the kids start going back to school, or they start thinking about it at least. So you guys chose a really good time to be here. You're during the week. You're right between the car show and Memorial Day weekend. So generally a pretty quiet week. You guys are definitely experienced travelers, I would say, for sure, or lucky, either way. So great time to be here. The weather's decent as well, short weather. So yeah, good time. If you were here last weekend, it was insane. It was gridlock traffic everywhere you went. Huge, locals' least favorite weekend of the year. So yeah, it's over now. They're actually chained to those trees right there, so they're always there. I'm gonna come back later. We do it for you guys. % premier resort tax on your hotel bill or Airbnb. Airbnb, yeah, everybody loves that, right? So, with the small population we have here, we just can't support the infrastructure needed for tourism. So, roads, highway, infrastructure, basically everything we could not do without that premier resort tax. So, thank you for your contribution. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Not like it was optional, right? But yeah, we appreciate it. So catch 22. We wouldn't need it if you weren't here. Yeah, it is what it is. We're glad you're here. Most of us are. I am. Yeah. So we do have 27 indoor and outdoor water parks in 19.5 square miles. Guessing most of you are not here for those water parks. Am I wrong? Don't tell them I told you, please. Yeah, I like that place.
It's recording.
The oldest building in southern Wisconsin, over here on the right, was built in 1850. Started as in that building. The stained glass windows in the front are original as well. So they do serve food till about 2 o'clock in the morning too. So if you have a few too many glasses of Riesling, come back from the original Wisconsin Ducks. They started in 1946 to the long-running Tommy Bartlett Ski Sky and Stage Show that started out here in Bartlett Bay. Those are some of the original attractions that came to the Dells area. We began picking up momentum from there and never looked back. The Ducks gave people a unique perspective of the sandstone and the river that made this area famous. The Tommy Bartlett Show started as a traveling USO show or a show for the troops. They found so much success here in Wisconsin Dells, they decided to make it their permanent home. When the show first started, it was 25 cents out on the hillside. Sorry. You basically sat on the hillside, you watched that ski show. Longhouse, really good seafood, of course, really good steak. Great place to go, especially if you have like a credit card, like a rewards credit card. You can this. They have building numbers in front of them. Those used to be private, independently owned hotels. A lot of Polish owners came from Chicago, built those hotels by hand. They were doing really well for a long time. Eventually, you have the large water park resorts come into the area. They can no longer compete. Of course, especially families with small children, they want to stay where they can do everything all under one roof. You have your water parks, restaurants, everything is all right there. Your theme parks, so yeah, they couldn't do it. Eventually, they started housing the seasonal workers that come here every year. I'll tell you more about those guys a little bit later in the tour. Then the city decided they did not want employee housing on the main tourist corridor. That should be reserved for tourism to sell those properties. So every time they did, Mount Olympus would purchase them up basically as quick as they could. They would include everything they had to offer at the theme park when they stayed at those satellite hotels. Worked out so well for Mount Olympus, they now own 39 of those buildings up and down the strip here, believe it or not. If you don't believe me, you can ask those guys in the back. They're staying at Mount Olympus. They probably know that already. So. Mount Olympus actually started 40 years ago, a mile up the road on the right-hand side, right by the they had the bridge rides, water rides, roller coasters, until it turned into what you see here today, the largest frontage of any water and theme park anywhere in the Dells area by far. This pool on the left is the largest public pool and largest public restroom in Wisconsin, all in the same place. So, yeah. For those of you staying at Mount Olympus, don't go in the water. If you do, just do what my wife tells me all day. Just shut your mouth and you'll be fine. I'm just going to shut up and let you guys talk about politics for a few minutes, and then I'll be back with you here. I like to do that at Thanksgiving. My grandma and my aunt, they say, who'd you vote for? And then I'll just sit there, perhaps, up and down the Wisconsin River, taking photos of the rock formations and the natural beauty that really made this area famous. He took a photo, some of you might be familiar with. It was his son jumping between Stand Rock and the other cliff. Yeah, they caught him right in midair. Yep, pretty famous photo. Really put the Dells area on the map. His son had to, again, make that jump 17 times to get that photo just right. Yeah, which really wasn't a big deal because he had two sons. So if something happened, then he had a backup plan. And it's good advice. And yeah, it was a big deal. So, and then after he captured that photo, he would travel by rail car and he would display his work in train stations in Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago, St. Louis, even on his honeymoon in California. He did not want this dam to be built here. He knew once this dam came in, it would raise the water level about 20 to 30 feet above normal. It would cover up a lot of the rock formations, a lot of that natural beauty out here. He fought so hard against it. His life's passion. He actually passed away on the day they applied her until it empties out there. So, pretty impressive. Most of this river is about 20 to 30 feet deep. The deepest part's about 98 to 106 feet deep. About a markable, huge portions. Mediocre service. Build some extra time in if you are going to go there. But the food makes up for it, I promise you. They're medium margaritas about the size of our head. If you get the large, yeah, there's no way you're driving home. Trust me, the thing is ridiculous. I'll come and pick you up in the trolley. Just let me know. Card's right here. Yeah. Starting to come into the downtown Dells area now. Downtown Dells is undergoing a $40 million revitalization. You can see they're doing some work over here. They completely shut down the street over here. For a food area, they're doing a little bar out there. They're going to have a stage for live entertainment, music, street performers, fountains, water features out there. It's going to be a really nice gathering place. Really looking forward to see what that's going to look like here. It should be done in the next couple of weeks. And then they're trying to attract better retail, better restaurants, rebranding all of this as the River Arts District. So it's hard to get people out of the resorts. You can do everything all in one place. A really good one. Not Hard Rock, High Rock. They have a really good seasonal menu. Floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook the strip down here. Great little spot. Right over here at the riverfront terrace, they have fire tables out there. It overlooks the Wisconsin River. Little food, nice little spot to go relax. A little bit after dark. Great spot. It's a really great place to unwind at the end of a long day. So, yeah, those are my recommendations for the yeah, colorblind. We have full coverage too, so your family will be fine.
People at home tells me the same thing every day.
Really? Yeah. What? Yeah. Hey, you got to do it, right?
Right.
You can go through this one too if you want. Yeah. Just figure out how to get around these guys. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah. Yeah. Good insurance. Don't worry. They ended up copying the idea. They ended up doing it bigger and better. Maybe they were smarter than him. Let's see what happens, right? So yeah, he did it. They did it. That idea spread all over the Dells, spread all over the country, then eventually spread all over the world. So part of our claim to fame was the water park capital of the world, having the Deer Park on the right, another one of the originals, built in 1952. Really great place, especially for families with children, grandkids. Take them there, they love it. There's no cage. The deer will walk right up to you. They'll eat out of your hand. Definitely a unique attraction, that's for sure. You want to go before noon. People feed them all day long. By about the after, now you can eat brunch buffet, I guess. So yeah, you want to get there early, that's for sure. Definitely recommend it. Apparently, you cannot ride the deer. I did not see any sign anywhere, but I'm no longer allowed in the Wisconsin Deer Park. So, yeah. Nobody told me. I didn't see it in the rules. Whatever. It's cool. Yeah. It's all right. There's videos on YouTube. Be built or developed on. Really glad they had the foresight to do so. That's really what made the Dells what it is, that natural beauty. I'm sure there would be a vacation rental community, maybe some kind of resort here on the Wisconsin River if they did not do so, which is great. If you took a right here, 2 blocks down on the left, is Summer House Bar and Grill. They have a really huge covered outdoor deck right on the water. They have a shipping container that they turned into a bar right down by the lake. Pretty unique place to go. They have good cheese curds, really strong cocktails. I haven't had anything else on the menu, but I enjoyed it when I was there. So yeah, nice little spot to go. Yeah, true story. Some of you might have heard about this. It made national news. June of 2008, we had a series of strong storms come through the upper Midwest, caused quite a bit of flooding. The rain did not stop for like a week and a half. This lake kept rising. The water was actually going around the dam around both sides of it, back behind these baseball diamonds back here. The dam could not keep up with all that water, all that flood water. So the water found the next lowest point of elevation, which actually happened to be this 700-foot section of land that we just crossed over between the lake on the left and the river behind us. So about 4 o'clock in the morning, a lot of locals, a lot of volunteers were out here sandbagging, trying to stop the water from coming over this highway. Ultimately, at the end, it would not matter. That sand and soil mix underneath the highway actually ended up washing away under the road. Once it got to that point, they knew it was already too late. They couldn't stop it. So once it washed away to a certain point, basically this entire highway completely collapsed into that breach. It was like pulling the tub out of bathtub. There was no way that water could stay there with the elevation. So all of it, 600 million gallons of water was gone, less than 3.5 hours, emptied all into the Wisconsin River. So just like that might look familiar, that would be the reason why. We talked about the fish that are in the river earlier. River's Edge Restaurant right up here by the road. They have aquariums around the restaurant with all the fish that are in the river, the sturgeon, catfish, walleyes, pollution. In the northeast corner of Wisconsin where the river starts, there's tamarack trees up there. They secrete a tannic acid into the water from their roots, dry the water this caramel color. The tannic acid is not harmful to any plants or wildlife. It's found in many household products you guys may use every day. Coca-Cola, coffee, tea. If you saw me right before the tour, you saw that bottle of Jack Daniels I was sipping. Its name, Zurich, Switzerland, upstate New York, and then right here in the Dells area. Very brittle. If you were to take a piece of it, you could easily crush it in the water. Floods. Can't even go in there.
And those,
Florida, they're restarting the Ringling Circus, by the way. Just heard that not too long ago, so that's cool. Not here, in their headquarters, but awesome anyway. So, Circus World Museum is located in Baraboo. Pretty interesting place to go. Usually spend a couple hours out there, no problem. Nice attraction. And then also Devil's Lake State Park is out there, the #1 state park in Wisconsin. Highly recommended if you have the time. They have 500-foot quartzite bluffs, completely surround a 360-acre crystal clear lake. 2 beaches out there, snack bar, ice cream shop. Easily spend the whole day out there, no problem at all. So, right in the shadows of Devil's Lake on the right, they have a big courtyard in the middle with artificial grass. Tables out there, live music. You can sit out there and enjoy that. Really great flights of beer. They also have good margarita pizza and burgers. So, highly recommend it. And then right down the road, you have Balanced Rock Winery, about 5 minutes away. So easily hit them both after a long day out at Devil's Lake State Park. I was telling my wife, I go learn a little bit about the circus, and then I go to the brewery. So yeah, it's a great place. Baraboo Bluff Winery, it's in Baraboo too. It's about 15 minutes from those other places, but you sit up on the hills of the Baraboo Bluffs and kind of enjoy the view of the whole valley. So all those places are just fantastic out there. There's a couple Airbnbs up here on the left. Probably pretty decent views of Lake Delton. The yellow one I know is an Airbnb. I believe the one next to it is as well. So, yeah, pretty cool houses that isn't it? Very historic looking. A couple good views of the lake. You'll see them once in a while here on the right-hand side. As we go along, we get a little closer to the lake with the road. We get better views a couple minutes away here. Sundara Inn and Spa, world-class spa, right here in the Dells. You want to spend your retirement money pretty quickly. Those guys will really help you out with that, I promise you. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Wild Rock Golf Course, it's owned by the Wilderness, probably the second best course in the Dells. Traverse Turn, owned by Kalahari, I would say is probably the best course in the area, or at least in the immediate Dells area. Of course, the lake. Lost Canyon is a pretty good attraction too. It can be a little bit rough. I saw that lady before the tour. She was walking normally, so yeah, you gotta be careful. But yeah, it's a pretty good tour. They have a team of horses. They pull you through the canyon. You can see them right there. So definitely recommend that. Second best tour in the Dells. This is the backside of the Wilderness Resort here. These entertainment villas. Sorry, made in China. These entertainment villas on the left are cheaper, and they sleep up to 16 people. If you know that many people you like and don't mind spending the night with, not easy to do. Those are really good options. Yeah. They have like the baseball tables, pool tables, games, and everything. Coming up on the right across the lake after the hotel, you'll see Bartlett Bay, about 2,500 blue seats. This is where the Tommy Bartlett Ski, Sky, and Stage Show used to be held out there every summer, actually. So, again, one of the originals. Started in the 1950s. In 2019, when the pandemic kind of kicked in, they were like, all right, we're going to shut down this year. No large gatherings, no groups. We'll see everybody next year for our 70th anniversary. It's going to be huge. We can't wait. Then, at the beginning of 2020, sadly they announced that would be a permanent closure. They would never reopen the Tommy Bartlett Ski, Sky, and Stage Show, which for us locals almost felt like a death in the family, I'll be honest with you. A lot of generations went to that show. Kids, grandkids, they were looking forward to bringing their grandkids and kids. It'll never happen now, sadly. So we thought someone would buy it up pretty quickly. I think they're selling it for about $7 million. So if anybody wants to start a ski show, there's your opportunity right there. So, but yeah, wish it would reopen. Unfortunately, it hasn't done.
Thanks for watching, and now you have an idea where to go in Wisconsin Dells.